sports fans, do you get some creds? Are you like, hey, I'm actually you want to kind of sports show? It's syndicated.
Well, I don't.
Statewide.
Well, I don't want this to be a sports show.
Second game this season that Honors had 8 threes. Second time he's had 8 threes, and his coach has pulled him out with over 4 minutes to go.
You're up 40.
Yeah, but coach just does not want to see him get that record.
There may have been a discussion about that on exactly where he was in the number.
Did you let him know this time?
But there was a discussion about where he was with the number. But at the end of the day, Ross decided the juice not worth the squeeze there. With 3.5 minutes left is when he pulled him out after the timeout there. And that's a guy with a lot of minutes on his in his body. You need to rest him. But 2 out of 11, you got to think maybe he's going to approach that again. Here's what's wild. In those 2 games where he's just been one off of Alex Ruoff's record, he's now a combined 16 of 20 from 3 in those 2 games. So he didn't just make 8 threes, guys. He was 8 of 11 last night. He was 8 of 9 when he did it before. 16 of 20 combined in those 2 games.
Across this great state of West Virginia, welcome in high school game nights. I chuckle a little bit, folks, because it said early edition.
As compared to the
Only
rest
edition.
of the edition, yeah.
Yeah. Tonight is going to be interesting, to say the least.
10 seconds remaining.
It's going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable, gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
You had a moment of clarity about when it all started to make sense for you?
It did, because I didn't want to be a filmmaker growing up. I didn't even know what filmmaking was growing up. I used to watch Oprah and Katie Couric, and that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to be you. And I worked at West Virginia University's radio station, had a very thick accent. People would call in and make fun of me. And so I asked my roommates, my college roommates who were from Baltimore, to teach me how to talk differently.
Really?
Yeah. And it's a loss, I feel, from that. And it's probably one of the reasons why I love documenting people that are authentic. Like, I don't know if I'm authentic, but I think the people I find are very authentically who they are, and that's what draws me to them.
Five, 3, 2, 1.
Red 57! Red 57! Hot, hot!
I don't believe what I just saw.
Bill McKenzie kicks a 38-yard field goal on the final play of the football game.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
It is a great night to be a Mountaineer wherever you may be.
From the home of the state's land-grant institution, inside the Health Plan Studios, in the Dale B. Miller Building in Morgantown, it's time for the state's most listened-to sports talk show. This is the CityNet Statewide Sportsline. CityNet, cybersecurity experts for the digital age. And now, across the state of West Virginia and beyond, Sportsline is on the air.
Sportsline for Friday. Thanks for joining us. We're going to wrap up the week, and I'm Kyle Wiggs. Greg Hunter is here. Greg, good evening.
Good evening, Kyle.
We're going to talk about 2 really special events tomorrow, and we're going to encourage people to get out because
it might be the last time they can get out for a while.
Yeah.
So
be sequestered home for a few days because of the weather. But prior to the weather hitting, there are a couple cool events.
Yeah, go out and enjoy yourself on Saturday because you might be stuck home for a while. The Beauty and the Beast wrestling/gymnastics event at the Coliseum, they've moved that up to 4 o'clock. We're going to talk about that. Of course, Brad's in Arizona. We're going to bring him in a little bit later on, get a scouting report on the number 1 team in the nation, the Mountaineer basketball team at Arizona on Saturday. Also Saturday, as we are joined right off the bat here by WVU baseball coach Steve Sabins. The WVU baseball leadoff dinner is tomorrow afternoon. And Coach Sabins, good evening. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
We appreciate your time. So tell us all about the leadoff dinner. And you've changed the time on this, right, in an effort to beat the weather a little bit?
Yeah, exactly right. So we bumped this up to a 3 p.m. Doors opening with a 4:30 kickoff of everything going on, but should be a great event. I actually just left the team theater. I'm racing to the airport to pick up my parents for the event. They're flying in from Texas, but Jason Redman, who is going to be the keynote speaker, retired Navy SEAL, best-selling author, he just spent an hour with our team talking about his experiences and things that he's overcome and his story, and it was impactful and awesome. And we'll dive into last season and the regional win and the Big 12 championship and what the team accomplished, and then look forward to the 2026 campaign right around the corner. I guess it's, as of today, officially 3 weeks away until we're playing college baseball again.
So we don't want to really ruin Redmond's entire speech tomorrow, but give us a little bit of the Reader's Digest version, because he's very unique, former Navy SEAL, now motivational speaker.
Yeah, and I read a little bit up about him when we were deciding to have him come speak to our team, but I hadn't read his books. I really wanted to be kind of excited about what he had to share, but the story was he was 21 years of service and got into a firefight when he was with the SEALs, got shot 8 times, had to have over 40 such plastic surgeries to reconstruct his body and his face, and really just the mindset that allowed him, 1, to become a Navy SEAL, and to 2, to come overcome something that was extremely challenging in his life. And now he's kicking ass. He's given over 400 keynote speeches and just trying to make an impact in people's lives and how they view their lives and how they overcome adversity. So he's a inspirational guy, and him telling that story up close and personal about war and about things that he's overcome, it was certainly incredible. I actually had to cut our team off after about an hour and 20 minutes because I was like, hey, this guy, he does this for a living, and he didn't have to come talk to you guys. This is not part of the contract. He just genuinely wanted to make a difference and tell his story. And so our guys were fired up. They were taking notes. They were asking questions, relating it to baseball and what we do. And so it was awesome.
So this is all tomorrow. Milan Park is the site. And give the times again?
It's 3 o'clock, doors open.
Okay.
So we will be there. Get there at 3 o'clock. That should give us plenty of time before Snowmageddon hits.
So are tickets still available at the door?
Tickets are still available at the door. I don't actually know those details. I got Taylor Hagwood and Don Robinson are running the event, but I think if you show up and you're wearing a suit, they're going to find a place for you.
I did see online that you can purchase tickets there, so that may be an easy way.
All right, so 3 o'clock tomorrow for the leadoff banquet for WVU baseball. Now, the fans in attendance, or the folks that come out, they get a chance to mingle a little bit with the players, right, and maybe meet the players?
That's exactly right. Every player will be there, and we actually spread our entire team out. So there'll be a player at every table at the event, and that's part of the fun. We want the fans and the community to engage with our guys and understand who they are, where they come from, what they're into, and then hopefully build some personal relationships with these guys to root them home.
So, Steve, as you said a few seconds ago, 3 weeks away from your opener, a swing through Georgia Southern in mid-February. So that's coming up quickly. I was out at the UTC yesterday, drive by. You guys are out in the field practicing. Didn't care about the cold. So what have you seen with this group since you started practice?
this group has been really fun to coach. It's a fairly veteran and experienced team, and not all of that experience comes from our team. So we lost our entire starting rotation and our 1 through 5 hole hitters. So it's going to be a new look. We had 7 players enter professional baseball after last season, and so we had to revamp, we had to recruit, we had to bring in some talent, and we were able to do that from the high school ranks and also the transfer portal ranks. But we really like the group of kids that we have. They have worked diligently, and I think they're going to be in a position to be successful and compete at a very high level this season.
Some of the familiar names that fans are going to know, Armani Guzman is back. He's your leading returning hitter in terms of average, and I know you spoke many times about him being maybe the next star here at West Virginia. And Gavin Kelly's back. So Gavin played all over the place last year. Is he going to have a permanent position, or is he still going to move around a little bit?
Yep, Gavin is going to catch for us without a doubt. And then last year he played second base at the back end of the season. So he'll play infield and catch still, and he is absolutely a star. Division I baseball publication for college baseball said that Gavin Kelly was the next Buster Posey just because he's so athletic and play multiple positions. He's special. Armani Guzman, he was the MVP of that Clemson regional. He went absolutely bananas. He's the fastest player in all of college baseball. We're excited about him. And Chase Meyer, he was a superstar for us on the mound last year. He was a relief pitcher, but he actually led our team in wins, and he's returning. And so really excited about those guys. And you mix in some returning stars like Ben McDougal and Carson Estridge, Reese Bassinger, Brody Kresser, our starting shortstop last season. So we definitely have a great core group of returning players.
What about the newcomers? You got a mix of transfers and freshmen coming in. So what have you seen out of the newcomers? Are there enough guys there, especially on the mound, that can help you right away?
Yeah, we've kind of established this interesting identity that hasn't necessarily been on purpose, but our Friday night starter for the last 2 years in the 2 best seasons in program history, back-to-back super regional seasons. We broke the all-time wins record last year. Both those guys were Division II transfer players. So they came from small schools, non-Division I players that then led our teams to the best seasons in program history. Last year it was Griffin Kern, who went wire-to-wire Friday night starter. And then we actually brought in 3 Division II pitchers this season that we think 2 of them are competing for the Friday night job again. So I'm trying not to tell the same story, but there's a chance that we have 3 years in a row with major Division II pitchers on our mound. That's unique. You couldn't look anywhere in the country and find that. And I think that's part of the reason those kids are choosing us, because when we tell that story in recruiting, I think a lot of people wanted these players, but for them to look and say, the Friday night starters coming from a school kind of like where I'm coming from, I could see myself running that back. I think they like that, and so we've kind of built this interesting dynamic where we're taking some of these small school kids that are extremely talented and then giving them the best resources in the country, and they're being able to make big jumps and then get drafted and play pro baseball afterwards.
Well, that's the thing, and we've talked to those guys through the years on this program, and they come in hungry. I mean, where they come from, there's no training table, there's no state-of-the-art practice facility, there's no lab. I mean, they come in and, I guess a lot of people take that stuff for granted, but guys coming from Division II, that's amazing to them.
Yeah, that's such a good point. I mean, hell, a dry fit shirt with the team logo is a bonus. But genuinely, I think these guys, a lot of times in baseball, like, people will develop, and a little bit later, it's not always the superstar max speed strength sport. And so sometimes these arms will develop, especially northern arms that have a little bit less mileage. They'll develop later in their career. So you find sometimes there are these stars that were unrecruited, but they had plus pitch ability, and maybe they didn't have quite the velocity that they need for our level. But as that develops and we can project on, we think maybe we could, equip them with some of the tools that they need to compete at this level, and we've been successful doing that.
So, Steve, how do you identify those guys that can play at the Big 12 level? Because there are a lot of D2 guys, and some are good, but not all of them certainly can play at a Power 4 conference school. So how do you figure out which ones can actually work?
Yeah, I think it's a sliding scale of stuff. So nastiness of pitches, and then the other side of that scale is pitchability. So you're looking for or command, ability to manipulate the ball. And so there's some sort of fine line where oftentimes at the Division II level, you can really capitalize on something that's harder to quantify, like pitchability, which is strikes and command of your pitches and movement, whereas that stuff is more that velocity, spin rate, ride, nastiness of pitches. And generally when big-time schools recruit high school kids, they're looking for nasty upside because they see the big numbers, and it's 97. It has gross movement. Those things are sexy, but they don't necessarily get outs because ball 4 is ball 4, whether it's 100 miles an hour or 82 miles an hour. So if you can find somebody that has extreme pitchability and then maybe that body that we believe can get stronger, looser, or adapt maybe some biomechanics or some mechanical changes, then you can start, forecasting on what somebody may be. And so it takes probably an eye, and it takes being in the game for a long time. And then at West Virginia, you do have to recruit creatively, now less than we did before, but trying to find those areas that may be under-recruited. A little bit of that Moneyball mindset where you're trying to find some things that maybe other schools aren't valuing as much.
Mm-hmm. Well, Coach, you probably sold some season tickets tonight on the program, saying you've got Buster Posey and the fastest player in college baseball on your team this year. So we about 2 or 3 times a week we get texts saying, "Hey, how's the baseball team going to be?" So we're glad you came on and answered some of those questions. We really appreciate that, and hopefully we sold some tickets for your event tomorrow night too.
No doubt. Well, if there's a donor listening, I guess we've already sold out season tickets, so we need someone to build us some more seats and some more premium seating. So that's the next thing on your list to get accomplished for us.
Very good. Well, we appreciate your time. We understand you're traveling. Tell Mom and Dad hi when you see them, and good luck tomorrow night with this event, and maybe we'll talk again before the season starts.
Hey, thanks so much for having me on, guys.
All right, thanks very much. Coach Steve Saban's there, WVU baseball team. Again, the leadoff dinner tomorrow at Milan Park, and the doors open at 3 o'clock, and they say on the invitation, business casual. So show up, dress nice, have a good time, meet the players, and help the program out. We didn't even mention the silent auction. I know you went over some of those things yesterday, Greg,
ton of
with
stuff
the silent
available
auction.
that you can also bid online as well, but certainly if you're there, it'll be great. So I know that in the past it's been a really good event. Hopefully the weather doesn't hold down the attendance too much, because I know that's been one that a lot of people have wanted to go to and over the years.
So check that out, the leadoff dinner for WVU baseball tomorrow, 3 o'clock at Milan Park. Another big event tomorrow, gymnastics and wrestling going on at the same time at the Coliseum. We'll preview that event with Mountaineer gymnastics coach Jason Butts when we return. This is the CityNet statewide sports line from the Health Plan Studios. Since 1979, the Health Plan has called West Virginia home. From humble beginnings, they've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming a part of its fabric. For over 4 decades, they've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses, proudly serving West Virginia for over 40 years. The Health Plan.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan.
The Health Plan is still growing, giving you a large network of doctors, friendly and helpful customer service representatives, and competitive, flexible pricing plans that meet your needs. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you.
If a fire occurred in your home, would your smoke alarms work? Don't wait for a tragedy to find out. Smoke alarms are designed to give you and your family the precious seconds you need to safely escape. Test your smoke alarms every month by pressing the test button until the alarm sounds. Depending on the type of battery in your smoke alarm, you may need to change the batteries at least once a year or whenever the low battery warning chirps. And never remove the batteries for any reason. Remember, having working smoke alarms is not only a good idea, it's the law. A message from the West Virginia State Fire Marshal's Office.
WVU Medicine Nephrology is committed to providing advanced kidney care at its primary location in Morgantown's Suncrest Town Center, and also at outreach sites in Buchanan, Clarksburg, Elkins, Fairmont, Flatwoods, Grafton, Kaiser, Moorfield, and Summersville in West Virginia, and Oakland, Maryland. Our expert team of nephrologists use the latest diagnosis and treatment methods. Call 855-WVU-CARE or visit wvumedicine.org/nephrology.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide sports line returns in 2 minutes on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You know CityNet is West Virginia's leading technology company. Whether we're managing IT infrastructures, protecting the critical data and networks of our region's businesses, or providing fiber broadband, TV, and phone services, we are your go-to experts. We're also a strong partner in the communities in which we serve. CityNet, your trusted technology partner. Learn more about us, visit citynet.net.
It's high school basketball season, and Metro News Television has you covered. Rivalries, buzzer beaters, classic hardwood competition. Watch live and on demand from gyms across the Mountain State. Stream Metro News Television on your iPhone, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select smart TVs. Or visit MetroNewsTV.com for more information. High school basketball lives here on Metro News Television.
CityNet statewide sports line for this Friday. Thanks for joining us. 304 Talk 304. That's the text line. Kyle Wiggs and Greg Hunter, and we're privileged to be joined by WVU gymnastics coach Jason Butts. And first of all, Coach, good evening to you. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, good evening. Thanks for having me.
We're encouraging people to get out tomorrow because it might be the last time they'll be able to get out for a while. So we're hoping we're hoping to get a great crowd at the Coliseum as well for this combo. You call it Beauty and the Beast. It's a combination gymnastics, meet, and wrestling match. So you've done this before many, many times, actually. First of all, where'd the idea come from?
It was when I first got here, Linda had heard, the former head coach had heard about another school. I can't remember who it was that had done this back in the 80s or 90s, and it was something that she had been looking into doing for a while, and we were able to finally put it together during my first few years here as her assistant coach, and the crowd loved it. The fans really came out for it and supported it, and so been through a couple of wrestling staff since then, and every single one of them has loved it as well when they've participated in it. So it's been like I said, the crowd loves it, and it's a lot of fun, so we hope people can make it out.
How unique is this atmosphere? I've been to both events individually, and obviously they sort of each have their own crowd, but you combine them. What's it like for coaches and more specifically competitors?
It's funny because the competitors are so focused in. I don't even think that the gymnasts at least realize that something else is going on, across on the other side of the floor here at the Coliseum. But once it is over, they always enjoy going over and cheering for the wrestlers, or it depends on which one ends first, but the wrestlers, may come over and cheer for the gymnasts. So it's a great event for families, especially that have sons and daughters, and so it's just a little bit of something for everybody. But it's a very entertaining atmosphere. There's lots going on. You have the wrestling buzzers going. The gymnastics floor music is playing. So there's always something to watch.
So it begins at 4 o'clock, and again, literally simultaneously wrestling and gymnastics going on at the same time. Give us a thumbnail sketch of your team. You've competed a bit. This is the home opener for you. You've competed quite a bit already, and you've you've competed against a very, very difficult schedule so far, it seems like.
Yes, we opened up at the University of Florida, who is now ranked number 1 in the country, and so that was a tough atmosphere to open up in. But I was happy with the team's performance. We made some mistakes on the balance beam that we were not expecting. And then this past weekend, it was an easy road trip for us, but we were over at Kent State, which is always traditionally a very strong program. And once again, we had some issues on the balance beam. So we're looking forward to being here, tomorrow, being at home. We've had 3 days of practice this week that went great, and hoping to be, in this environment, comfortable. Like I said, we've done Beauty and the Beast. Most of the team that is going to be competing tomorrow has been in this atmosphere the last time we hosted it. But this team is definitely resilient, and they're a fun team. They're a hard-working team, and we've got them as prepared as they can be, and we just have to come in here tomorrow and execute it.
Tomorrow will not be easy competition. Number 15 in the country, Denver, which I believe, am I right? They're a Big 12 affiliate in gymnastics. So
yes, sir. Yep.
So, certainly Denver is not going to be an easy opponent at Hope Coliseum.
No, it's, Denver's a very strong program, and traditionally they've usually been a top 20 program, but it's, I told the team, especially this year, I don't care what these teams are ranked. One unique thing about gymnastics is we all start at the same start values on every event. And then the judges take away tenths of points here and there till you arrive at the final score. So tomorrow we start on an even playing field of start values, and so we just have to execute better than they do. We have to stay on the equipment better than they do, and they're definitely beatable, and that is the goal.
Give us and the fans an athlete or two to look out for. I know you don't want to single anyone out, but talk about somebody who has some charisma or someone that the fans may gravitate to if they come out to this event.
Absolutely. One of our freshmen, Kayla Smith, is absolutely doing a phenomenal job. She has competed the last 2 competitions in the all-around, meaning she's doing all 4 events. She will be doing that as well again tomorrow. She is a lot of fun to watch. She's just one of those kids. She's always smiling, and it's just her personality kind of exudes that just very pleasant, personality to her. But she is a fierce competitor. So she's doing great. It's very rare that a freshman does all around in gymnastics, and for her to now be doing it 3 weekends in a row is it's pretty cool. And I would also say Carly Nelson is one of our seniors. She'll be doing 3 events tomorrow. She's, a West Virginia native. Well, sort of a West Virginia native. She's from Marietta, Ohio, but that's close enough. Her gym was in West Virginia. That she considers herself a native West Virginian. So she'll be doing 3 events tomorrow, and a lot of her family will be here. And she's a lot of fun to watch as well, a very elegant gymnast to watch. So I think, the whole team is really looking forward to it, but I would absolutely be looking for, anytime a freshman is doing all around, that is something to definitely come and check out.
Jason, we cover recruiting very extensively for all sports, but in looking through your roster, there's not as many transfers, or I don't know if there are any, in comparison to what you see in football, basketball, even baseball. Is the portal not as prominent for you in gymnastics in total? It's just something that doesn't happen as much?
It's, that's a very interesting question. We're seeing it begin to play more of a role. It has been something that in the past, we've had a handful of transfers either in or out of the program over the last 15 years. I say a handful, I could less than 5. But it is definitely something that, with everything that all the changes going on, we're starting to see a lot more action in the portal. It's somewhere that we're starting to look as well. But typically, historically, with gymnastics, once these athletes get to a school, they're recruited so young. A lot of them have committed, verbally during 10th or 11th grade, and they tend to stick it out where they are. And, and that's, we thrive here on a family culture. So we don't really ever worry about losing them to the portal here. But we're definitely looking in the portal to see what talent we can bring in. But, like I said, it's on the rise, but it is not nearly as prominent as it is with the other sports.
Well, with wrestling, in terms of recruiting, Pennsylvania, of course, is one of the hotbeds in the country for high school wrestling, and Coach has got 3 West Virginia natives in his starting 10. What about gymnastics? Where do you go for athletes? You mentioned Carly from just across the river in Marietta, Ohio. Is Maryland, states like Maryland and Pennsylvania, are they hotbeds for gymnastics as well?
They are, but we recruit all across the country. I would say probably the biggest recruiting hotbeds for gymnastics are going to be in the Midwest, especially Texas, Iowa. Those are all big recruiting hotspots for gymnastics. And then, of course, you have California and Florida that are also big ones. But we have very strong competitors on the team. We've had a lot of success out of Pennsylvania, Virginia, Maryland, even New Jersey, New York. But we literally travel the country looking for these athletes. We've had them come here from all over the country since I've been here. And so it's we get to bring in a lot of diverse backgrounds, from different geographic points as well. So it makes for a fun team to coach. But we are definitely, we burn up the road recruiting, that's for sure.
It should be fun tomorrow. I hope you've taught the wrestlers the routine, so when they're on the sidelines watching, your women, they can mimic those routines like your gymnasts do. Because it always amazes me. There'll be 10, 12 gymnasts on the sideline, absolutely in sync with what's going on the floor with the true competitor.
Yeah, it's funny is some of the wrestlers, I've seen them in the gym before, either through different student functions or whatever, and they are amazingly athletic at gymnastics. So obviously wrestlers are amazing athletes anyways, but some of them have incredible flipping ability, which makes sense with their sport. But I've also seen them hit a few dance poses, and everything. So they're perfectly capable of it. I just don't know how motivated they'll be to join in, but we'll see.
Yep, we'll see. Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. Best of luck. We need a big crowd in there at the Coliseum for this unique event, and looking forward to it, and we'll see you there tomorrow.
That sounds great. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Head coach Jason Butts there. The WVU gymnastics team will be competing against number 15 Denver, and on the wrestling side of things, the Mountaineers are ranked. They're coming off a huge win over Oklahoma from home last Sunday, and the opponent is Wyoming, and Wyoming is ranked as well. And Wyoming comes in. They've got an individual in the top 5 in the country, 197. Joey Novak's ranked 4th. Mountaineers have a wrestler ranked in the top 5 in the country as well, Ty Waters at 157. Jet Strickenberger at 125 is in the top 10, and Rune Lawrence is now 15 at 197. He got the huge pin last week that sealed up that Oklahoma win. He beat a top 10 ranked opponent to get the pin there. So we got 4 great teams competing tomorrow at the Coliseum, 2 in wrestling and 2 in gymnastics.
Incredibly unique event, and hopefully people can get out to watch it because it is a lot of fun.
And again, 4 o'clock the start time. They've moved it up from 6 to 4, try and beat the weather. And I'm sure the teams from Wyoming and Denver will be glad to get on the plane before the snow really moves in. We'll take a break. We'll head to Arizona. Brad Howes out there. We'll get a preview of West Virginia against number 1 Arizona in men's basketball. That contest coming up tomorrow afternoon. CityNet is bringing ultra-fast fiber internet to more West Virginia homes every day. Right now, get 50% off any plan for your first year. Check availability and join the fiber revolution at citynet.net. CityNet connects, protects, and perfects.
We were built in West Virginia and for West Virginia. We're investing in our state by expanding our fiber network, creating local jobs, and delivering high-speed internet that truly performs. Sign up now and get 50% off your first year of service with plans starting as low as $25 a month. Experience the speed and reliability you deserve. Visit citynet.net today. CityNet connects, protects, and perfects.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan.
The Health Plan is still growing, giving you a large network of doctors, friendly and helpful customer service representatives, and competitive, flexible pricing plans that meet your needs. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you.
If a fire occurred in your home, would your smoke alarms work? Don't wait for a tragedy to find out. Smoke alarms are designed to give you and your family the precious seconds you need to safely escape. Test your smoke alarms every month by pressing the test button until the alarm sounds. Depending on the type of battery in your smoke alarm, you may need to change the batteries at least once a year or whenever the low battery warning chirps. And never remove the batteries for any reason. Remember, having working smoke alarms is not only a good idea, it's the law. A message from the West Virginia State Fire Marshal's Office.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline returns in 2 minutes on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
New year, new trucks. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Steig Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. We believe retirement starts with a plan. Saving for college starts with a plan. Your legacy starts with a plan. Do you have the right plan? Call our team at 304-443-4240 or email steig-info@wealthenhancement.com.
CityNet statewide Sportsline. Greg and Kyle here in Morgantown. Brad Howe joins us from Arizona. We're living vicariously through the travelers through the state of Arizona. It's going to be zero degrees tonight in Morgantown. And, of course, the snow starts tomorrow. So, Brad, what is it, 75, 80 degrees out there?
Well, fellas, good evening. Good to be with you. And listen, you don't have to be too jealous tonight. I thought it didn't rain in the desert, but we've got rain and 50s. I was out this morning on the way to practice, and people had stocking caps and mittens on here. So we're not too far ahead of you all right now.
50 is a whole lot different than what we're dealing with. I mean, you've been gone too long if you think that's close. So,
Greg, I'm trying to help you guys out here. Work with me on this.
So give us a look. What do you expect tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah, it's a good question, and it's today was a day spent in a lot of film study. So not only the scout of the other team, but you start to install the game plan. All right, what does West Virginia have to do offensively and defensively to go tackle the number one team in the country? And as you'd expect, guys, there's not a lot of holes on either side of the ball for this Arizona team. Individual talent, team talent, great atmosphere. You're going to have to really work. But I think tomorrow, a couple things that are going to be critical, and we've talked about this. We did it earlier this week. You got to slow their transition down quite a bit. And that is, again, easier said than done. But they like to get out and run. They like to free flow. They've got talent at all positions. So they want to get those guys in space and operate. So can you slow them down? And then on the other end, getting to the rim is going to be a real challenge. The 7'2" Krivas in the middle is outstanding. Toby Owaka is 6'9" and about as wide a guy as you're going to see. So they can plug the lane and plug passing lanes with their length. Their guards are long as well. So getting inside and going all the way to the hoop is tough. This is one of those games I think you're going to have to make a bunch of shots. And if you go back to last year in the Bahamas, part of why, or maybe the reason why you beat them, is that was a game where Tucker DeVries went bananas, had 8 threes, a lot of them from logo-type range, and it really loosened them up and got them in a position where you had to bring their size out away from the basket, then you could start to operate. So, again, harder to do on the opposing floor, but can Trey get cranked up? Can Honor Huff get cranked up? This is a DJ Thomas type of game, guys, where you're going to want to take him in the mismatch that he has trying to guard Krivas, but then get it back at the other end where you do some pick and pop. So got to make a bunch of threes, I think, slow them down. If you can do that, you're going to hang around in this, I think.
Second game in a row where West Virginia faces a team with a legitimate 7-footer, and Jop got going early, wasn't really much of a factor in the second half. How does this guy compare to what West Virginia went up against earlier this week? Seems like this guy gets to the free throw line a ton, and he makes those foul shots.
Yeah, a lot of that reason is because, believe it or not, he's bigger than Jop, which is just stunning to say. And mentioned last night, this is a huge team, 7 tallest in NCAAs, but Krivas in particular, just really skilled, really talented, and he gets fouled so much, guys, because there's just not many people that can match him one-on-one down low. So once he gets it, if he gets it on the block or in that area, it is hard. There's not a lot you can do. So Harlan in particular, first and foremost, has his hands full. But this is going to be a full group. This is one of those, if he gets it down low, you're going to probably have to try and dig down as much as you can and see if you can get that ball out of his hands. Because if he turns and faces and puts it on the deck to get to the rim, he's a handful to slow down.
So Harlan's been really good in recent games, but there were a couple there where he got early foul trouble. It sounds like by this description, Obiaha just can't afford early fouls. I got to keep him on the floor as much as possible.
Yeah, again, and one of those easier said than done. But yes, that's critical because he just gives you such great size that it can at least try and match up somewhat with that when you get another 7-footer in there. So yeah, I think he plays a big part of it, and I think it's no coincidence that you've been seeing him play his best basketball as West Virginia's gone to win 4 of its last 5. That's just such a critical component. And somebody, again, we talk about on the offensive end with him in particular, how he helps create those mismatches. If teams are going to lunge out at the perimeter at Honor and Trey in particular now, which they are going to do. If you're playing West Virginia, you're going to try and take those guys away. It leaves the guys inside, Harlan and Belo, in one-on-one situations. So if that's going to happen, you've got to be able to score as well. So super important part of the game will be Harlan, no question.
Looks like the Big 12 can put an All-American team together of just freshmen. Seems like every team you play, they've got a superstar freshman. This team's got 2. So scout these guys, Pete and Burries.
Yeah, again, we just talked about these other guys, and here comes 2 more. Koa Pete, outstanding, looking like a top 15 pick himself, and he's a bull, man. He does not look like a regular 18-year-old freshman. If he gets the ball in that free throw line area and down, his head's going down and he's going to the basket. So it's important to fill gaps and get a couple guys on him and See if you can get the ball out of his hands. He'll crash the offensive glass. This is one of the better offensive rebounding teams in the country, and it's not just Krivas. Toby Owaka, the 6'9" guy we just talked about, is literally number one, the number one player in offensive rebounding percentage. So now add Pete into that, and he's a handful, guys. So you really got to focus on him. And then the other one is the guard Burries that you're referring to, and I think he's really benefited from Jaden Bradley, who's another guy. And Kyle, this tells you how good the team is. We've now talked about four individuals. The preseason All Big 12 guy is the fourth guy we've talked about. So Burries has really benefited from teams trying to handle Bradley, and that's opened up Burries to be an elite scorer. So you get your hands full here, and it's one of those, it's going to take a full team defensive effort. And I don't know where Jasper Floyd starts. He's probably going to have to guard Bradley to begin with, and then you might have to put him on Burries as well. But Honor's going to have to play some good D. Trey, who's been outstanding defensively, is going to be asked to really step up and guard tomorrow as well.
So at the McHale Center, 2 o'clock Eastern tomorrow. Didn't seem, from 2,000 miles away, it didn't seem that Tempe was an incredibly, hostile home court that West Virginia had to overcome. But going to be different tomorrow, do you think?
Yeah, totally different scenario. And I think you heard Bobby Hurley after the game, if you listen to the press conference, he described it as a sterile environment. That's him describing his home environment. And yeah, there just wasn't a lot of support. There was one of those games, again, where you could hear the Mountaineer fans. You could hear the Let's Go Mountaineers. And if you listen to our radio broadcast, it probably bled through on there as they were directly behind us. So different scenario tomorrow. This is one of the best home courts in America. It's one of the most successful programs going back over the last 4 or 5 decades since Lute Olson got here. So this is a filled-up arena, and it's going to get loud. Maybe if you're looking for a bright spot, it's the noon start here locally. Maybe you can catch the crowd maybe sleeping a little bit here in a game they expect to win. Can you slide in and get off to a hot start? But, yeah, this is going to be a typical really good Big 12 environment that's hard to walk into.
And a unique challenge. West Virginia, Greg and I were talking before we went on the air. We haven't got to this yet, but West Virginia's never beaten the number one team in the country in a true road game, and this is the first time since Gonzaga that they've played number one. The last time they beat a number one team, it was Baylor and Morgantown in 2017. So, again, a unique opportunity. You got a shot at number one on the road.
Yeah, with great challenge comes great opportunity, right? And listen, that's not unusual. I bet you could name a bunch of schools in the country that have similar numbers to that. They're number one for a reason. This team's undefeated, and it's played a tough schedule. But the flip side is we see upsets every day in college basketball. So I think if you try and flip this back around, we said earlier, I think you're playing with a bit of house money in this particular game. As you just said, the odds are stacked completely against you. So West Virginia should come into this and play free and loose and let it fly and give it your best shot. And if you shock the nation, awesome. And if you don't, get better, play some guys, get used to this defense a little bit more, and come back, and you got a huge one on Tuesday. So to me, there's just not a lot of downside in this game. I do think that it is a little bit of a house money game.
Last thing here, I've watched Houston this year a lot more than I have Arizona. I can't imagine there's a team in this league better than Houston, but you've said all along you thought Arizona's better. You still think that?
I think I do, guys. And again, we'll talk about it Monday when I get back after I see them live. But after watching them up close last year twice and knowing that they're even better this year with Pete and Burries and Krivas, I think this is a really, really strong basketball team, and interested to see how West Virginia goes out and attacks them. But, yeah, that's my early call. We'll see Monday if I still think that way, but I do. I think this is not only the best team in the Big 12. I put this right up there as the best team in the country that I've seen so far.
Well, go give it a shot, right? That's all you can do. Brad, we appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Enjoy the rest of your trip, and we'll be listening tomorrow.
Thanks, fellas. We'll see you Monday.
All right. Brad Howe there out in Arizona leading up to West Virginia's game at number one Arizona coming up tomorrow afternoon.
Should be entertaining. As you said, West Virginia's never won a true road game against number one. They have 5 victories over number one in 16 games, but they've come either at the Coliseum or at home or in a neutral site game. So still looking for that first one. But as Brad said, so that's probably the case for pretty much everybody out there.
To the text line we'll go, 304-TALK-304. It is wide open, and we've thrown a lot of content at you tonight, so hopefully something that you want to comment about, 304-TALK-304. That is the text line. We'll get to the text when we return. The CityNet statewide sports line returns after this.
If a fire occurred in your home, would your smoke alarms work? Don't wait for a tragedy to find out. Smoke alarms are designed to give you and your family the precious seconds you need to safely escape. Test your smoke alarms every month by pressing the test button until the alarm sounds. Depending on the type of battery in your smoke alarm, you may need to change the batteries at least once a year or whenever the low battery warning chirps, and never remove the batteries for any reason. Remember, having working smoke alarms is not only a good idea, it's the law. A message from the West Virginia State Fire Marshal's Office.
The Mountain State's premier fishing, hunting, and outdoor sports show returns to Milan Park in Morgantown March 7th and 8th. Over 100,000 square feet of campers and RVs, boats and ATVs, hunting and fishing supplies, guns, knives, and more. Limited vendor space is now available. To put your products and services in front of over 10,000 outdoor enthusiasts, visit WVOutdoorSportsShow.com. The 24th Annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, presented by Can-Am, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown, a WVRC media event.
The Mountain State Assessment of Trends in Community Health, or MATCH, is a survey sent to 88,000 West Virginian home addresses where the information you provide can support policymakers to direct resources to help your community. If selected, you will receive the survey information and invitation in the mail. You can complete the survey online, by mail, or by phone, and you will be compensated for your time. Visit wvmatchsurvey.org for more information. Helping your community is a touchdown for West Virginia.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan.
The Health Plan is still growing, giving you a large network of doctors, friendly and helpful customer service representatives, and competitive, flexible pricing plans that meet your needs. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you.
We were built in West Virginia and for West Virginia. We're investing in our state by expanding our fiber network, creating local jobs, and delivering high-speed internet that truly performs. Sign up now and get 50% off your first year of service with plans starting as low as $25 a month. Experience the speed and reliability you deserve. Visit citynet.net today. CityNet connects, protects, and perfects.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide sports line returns in 2 minutes on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
On the next State of Minds.
People appreciate cool tattoos and they appreciate good tattoos. It's a way to make yourself different.
What do you think would fit me?
I think a ninja. A ninja with 2 swords.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
It's high school basketball season, and Metro News Television has you covered. Rivalries, buzzer beaters, classic hardwood competition. Watch live and on demand from gyms across the Mountain State. Stream Metro News Television on your iPhone, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select smart TVs. Or visit MetroNewsTV.com for more information. High school basketball lives here on Metro News Television.
Sitting at Statewide Sportsline, last couple of minutes, Greg, news today, Jeff Castile retiring.
Yeah, not unexpected. We discussed that in the not-too-distant past. But obviously one of the great assistant coaches in West Virginia history. And, he's a guy that will long be remembered but deserves his retirement.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, his son now, I'm sure he'll lend a helping hand.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll go down to Glenville, make that trip. Maybe not every day, but I bet you he's down there helping the Pioneers some. But Jeff, one of my favorites, known him a long, long time, and he's just one of the true good guys and truly one of the great coaches.
Texter says, hey, guys, added baseball scholarships at WVU, a big addition to that program, no doubt. You got to pay. You got to pay. You got to pay in all sports. And you're a guy like Gavin Kelly, you're going to have to pay him a lot of money to keep him around.
Yeah, because, transfers are free for those guys, and we know schools to the south are going to pay a lot of money for those of that kind of ability.
Texter wondering if how many more offensive linemen they'll bring in.
Probably none. I mean, I hate to say definitively, but you got 5 transfers that are coming in, a junior college guy that you think can help you, Kevin Brown is a freshman, 2 starters back, and 2 more that saw playing time this past year. So you add all that up. I mean, what's that? 11 that are probably in your rotation. There may be a need or 2 left, but I don't think it would be offensive line. Could be wrong. We'll see, but that's my assumption.
Texter asking about Paul Osari. I hope I'm saying that right, but he's the basketball player that's teammates with Mountaineer recruit Miles Sadler.
Yeah, at Bella Vista Prep in Arizona. He's a kid who, like Sadler, is also from Canada, 6'10" kid, has some nice offers, Arizona State, Georgia Tech, Oklahoma State, Syracuse as well. But West Virginia's in there pitching. I can't give you a read on what ultimately he's going to do, but West Virginia is now mentioned.
Mm-hmm. High school basketball fans, if you want to see where your team ranks, check out the Tudor's Biscuit World Power Rankings. They're at WVMetroNews.com. In fact, they've been updated today. So click on the high school sports tab, then the high school basketball rankings. The 2025 Metro News Power Rankings presented by Tudor's Biscuit World. Morgantown has jumped to number 1 in Quad A, ahead of defending champ Spring Mills. And George Washington was number 1. They suffered their first loss at the hands of Parkersburg South this week. So Parkersburg South's at number 4. Capital remains number 1 in AAA, followed by Shady Spring, Bridgeport, North Marion. AA Wheeling Central unanimous number 1, followed by Wyoming East and Doddridge County. And in Class Single A, if I can get the pages to separate in this freezing cold studio, number 1 Tug Valley, followed by Clay Battelle and Greater Beckley Christian. Greg, we'll see you Sunday. Thanks.
See you then.
From the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet Statewide Sportsline is an exclusive production of the Metro News Radio Network. All rights reserved.